Hey everybody, staying with Sweet Smokie Joe's again, coming to you from the world headquarters of Sweet Smokie Joe's right here in Hot Springs, Arkansas. Yeah, it's a beautiful day today, so we thought we'd do a little cooking on the outside. So, today's going to be episode 4 of our Riblicious rib series. It's going to be St. Louis style ribs, but not just any kind of way to cook them. You're going to love this process. I guarantee you, if you follow this, your friends, your family, and the whole neighborhood, they're going to absolutely love these St. Louis style ribs. So, let's get everything together. Bring you back outside and let's get to cooking. All right, so we got the Weber SmokeFire EX6 heating up to 225 degrees using some Georgia Pecan pellets. First thing you want to do is grab you some bacon up or any bacon grease if you want. We got this at sweetsmokiejoe.com. You can check us out there if you want to get this product. But any good clean bacon grease. Now you can see we have 2 racks of ribs, and get you a little tin pan of any sort, and you're going to get 2 heaping teaspoons of this bacon grease per rack of ribs. So that's 1 rack. That's 2 racks. Now what you're going to do with this bacon grease is just set it in the corner of the grill while it is smoking for the entire time of the cook. And you'll see how this comes into play later. Here are my 2 St. Louis styles. Now I've already done all the trimming, got them all nice and squared up. And today we are using 2 different seasonings. The first one, which you can find at our store as well, is Cimarron Doc's Sweet Rib Rub and Barbecue Seasoning. Now I haven't tried this yet, so I'm gonna put it on the little one, but I've been wanting to try it. We're gonna see how good it actually is. And as you can see, it is brand new. All right. Now we're going to start with the back side of each. Now I'm going to give it a nice generous coating because I've already taken off the membrane, as you can see. Sound like the grills are up to temperature. That's good. But I'm going to give it a nice generous coating of this rub here. All right, I'm gonna let that sit there. Now this is what I'm really excited to show you. This right here is a prototype of, or a sample I should really say, of one of 2 new seasonings that's coming out from Sweet Smokie Joe, first ones that we've had out in a couple of years. And I'm not gonna tell you much about it other than it's an excellent rub, and I'm gonna go ahead and show you exactly what it looks like. Now this should be out about mid-April, we're hoping. Now, dogs always love to cook. Look at there. See that? That is a good looking rub. Now it's not a barbecue rub. It's, well, all I can say is stay subscribed to this channel and stay tuned to learn more about it. But we're gonna test these out. All right, now then, we'll let these sit here. I'm gonna let them sit for a good 15 minutes to go ahead and sweat out, and we'll flip over and do the other side. See you in about 15 minutes. Okay, so it's been 15 minutes. Now we're gonna do the front of these. Now this is the, that'd be too much seasoning. This is the winning side here. So excited about my own seasoning. Ah, Mr. Leaf Blower's out. That's all right, we'll go give him some ribs. He'll be happy. Now this, we're going to apply a generous coating on both of the ribs. I've got that bacon fat sitting in the smoker right now, 225, that Georgia Pecan, and it is sitting there rendering down and soaking up all of that good smoke. All right. So just a good, nice coating over all that. So what you want to do is get this and just don't rub it. I know it's called a rub, but press it. Press it into the meat. Get good contact all over the meat. And we'll let this side sit for up to 30 minutes. I've known people to let it sit for hours. Now back to the new Sweet Smokie Joe's rub. Remember, this is 1 of 2. Now, what is different about this rub is you can see from the color, it's not a barbecue rub. It's not intended to be a barbecue rub. This is a rub that is quite unique. There's, as far as we know, at Sweet Smokie Joe, there's nothing like it on the market. So what this does is it doesn't flavor the meat. You know, like you got a sweet and you've got a barbecue and you've got a this and a that, and it imparts that flavor in there. Now, it does have a flavor profile, but what the real reason for this rub is it allows the meat, the smoke, the chef to become the star. It allows all the essence of the meat to shine through. There we go, nice generous coating there. And it's also very light and particulate, believe it or not, for the smoke to reach your meat even better. So, like I said, there's nothing like it on the market. Be looking for it at sweetsmokiejoe.com. If you will go to our website and click the little speak balloon at the bottom right and opt in with your email address, you will be notified of all things that we have that are new and coming out and specials and stuff like that, including you'll be the first to know to pre-order this new seasoning. So there, that looks absolutely beautiful. All right, so there you go. We've got the Cimarron Docks rib rub and a sweet rib rub and barbecue seasoning there, and then the new Sweet Smokie Joe. Okay, let it sit here for about 30 minutes, sweat out, and then we're going to go to the grill with it. So be right back. Okay, so we're back. They've had time to sweat out a little bit. You can see the difference in the colors. Maybe you can. Hopefully you can. Let's see if I can show you here. May or may not be able to. But anyway, so this is obviously going to be the barbecue type of color, the red and that's imparted throughout this. And what ours are going to do is it's going to give it a nice mahogany color. So inside here is that tray sitting back there in the corner. It's just going to be smoking away. I'm using my upper rack today because we're not barbecuing the ribs. We are smoking the ribs. Now what you want to do is when you get it up there, you want to get them as straight as possible because that's how they'll cook. You want them nice and pretty and straight. Just like this. All right, we're going to start them off with some spritz. Get them started right. Remember 225. And my spritz today is just simple apple juice. Always like apple juice. Tends to do very well on it. Let's give them a nice little bath here. A Georgia Pecan smoke rolling out. Not too much, not too little, just the right amount of smoke. There we go. All right. Push that rack back there and close them up. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to let these sit in there for 5 hours. Yes, 5 hours. Now we're going to come out every hour and do a spritz. But I'll show you something different we're going to do in the very first hour that we do it. Now, at any time, a lot of people say you want to cook ribs to color, and that's true. But during this process, if ever you see that's getting a little bit dark, all you need to do is take some foil, tint the ribs to keep the smoke off of them. The heat, it won't affect the heat any or the cooking process any. Keep the smoke off of them. But this method is what you want to use if you really want some good, tender St. Louis style ribs. So we're going to come back out and I'll show you the spritz after the first hour. So see you in about an hour. All right, so we're fixing to do it's been first hour, fixing to do our first spritz with the apple juice. But do something a little bit different before the bark sets up on this first spritz. And I'm using this product right here by Butcher's Barbecue. It's a grilling oil. And this one here is honey flavor. Figured it'd be nice to know, just a little bit of sweetness to it. Everyone likes to put honey on their ribs anyway, right? And what I'm doing is, see if I can shield this mic from this wind. Hopefully you'll be able to hear me. Using this this little squeeze bottle here. So let me get the camera flipped around and we'll show you how we're going to do this. All right, let's go ahead and get this open up here. Take a look and see what we have. Yeah, looking good after the first hour. So what we're going to do is just a slight little drizzle across the top of this. I like just using a little zigzag motion here. Doesn't take much. There. Now we're also going to use this in another part of this as well. All right. Give them some more love. We don't want these things to dry out for sure. You can see how they're staying nice and straight, just the way we put them on there. Try to spritz and hold the camera at the same time. Oh yeah. Sorry about that. All right. Let's close these babies back up. Be right back. All right, so that's the first hour, and we're going to keep doing this for 3 more hours, for a total of 4 hours, just with the spritz, not with the grilling oil. And next time you see me, it will be a total of 4 hours. We're going to pull these off and show you what we're going to do next. So see you in about 3 more hours. Okay, so we just finished our 4 hours, and so what we have here, it's kind of dark to see. There we go. So what we're going to do is hit one more spritz on them. This is what I want to show you. This last one. Take it up to 275 for 1 hour to further render any of the fat on there. Then we're going to bring them inside and get them wrapped up. So we just got through doing the 5 hours on the pellet grill. It was the 225 for 4 hours, and then 275 for 1 hour. Now you can pull them anytime you want to for color and everything like that. You can see that they're pretty nice and bendy. We'll show you some other things as we get ready to wrap these things. It was a spritz every hour with the grilling oil on the first hour, and then we spritzed with apple juice, and then it was a spritz of when it went up to 275 for that last hour, it was spritz every 15 minutes just to make sure they don't dry out. Okay, so now we're going to go ahead and we're going to do the foil wrap. Now I've got 4 pieces of foil down here, and I put it right in the center of the foil, and we're going to start this off on the top side. But one thing I wanted to show you is all this right here is the blood, stuff coming out of the bones. And if you wanted to, give me a little plate or something to put this in. You want to go ahead and get that pulled off of there. I did most of it, but I wanted to leave some to show you, just to kind of clean it up a little bit. It's not going to hurt a thing actually. But you just take some of these and just kind of pull it off. You can even take I get a little piece of rag right here, a little bit of rag right here. You see, I can just kind of wipe them off. Now, as you can see from these, there's not much pullback on them. That's what this foil is going to do. That's going to be the tenderization process. All right, so we're gonna do that like that is. We're gonna start on the meat side first because we want the meat side to be down. And this is how we're going to do this. You can tell they kind of maintain his shape pretty well. So this is how we're going to do this. First thing I want to do is get my spritz and just want to kind of wet it just a little bit so I have something to adhere to. That's all it's going to take. Now this is the Cimarron Docks sweet rib rub barbecue seasoning. I'm going to put a little bit of this on here. It's going to help freshen up the seasoning a little bit. Just a nice little even coat all the way down. Okay, just a little extra seasoning. The next thing we want to do, and there's no particular order, but I'm going to go ahead and use some honey, a little honey bear. Any honey you want to. This is where the creative part really comes in, because you can use hot honey, you can use flavored honeys, you can use any type of honey that you want to, or really anything you want to. This is just a recipe that that's proven to be very well for me. Now the next thing is, this is turbinado, granulated turbinado sugar, also known as cane sugar. A lot of people like to use brown sugar. I like the turbinado sugar because it won't get as dark, and the sweetness, I like the sweetness on it much better. And if you get it granulated and throw it into a shaker jar, a shaker can, then you can really put it on there in an even coat instead of globbing it all up. So I'm just going to put it on as heavy or as light as you want. And see how that honey kind of helps hold that on there so it just doesn't get everywhere. I really like this turbinado. And you'll find it in a lot of the seasonings too. If you look, some of the sweeter seasonings, you see that a lot of people go into the turbinado instead of the brown. Next thing up is a little bit of the grilling oil. Like I said, this doesn't take much. Remember I said it was going to come into play later. And this right here is my little secret that makes everything taste all good. Yeah, I've seen a few people use it. It's the tiger sauce. Okay, we'll be carrying that in the store pretty soon. So the tiger sauce. So here's the tiger sauce, and drizzle that right on top of there as well. Okay. Now then, we've got all that done. Take this. I'm going to flip it over. Now see, I used to lay it down and then put the ribs on it, and I realized, you know what? This would be so much better. And look at all that ooey gooey goodness. You can see the oils and all that stuff that we just put in there running out the side. It's going to be spectacular. Repeat the process. Nice little coating of our seasoning. And if you feel that your ribs are a little bit dark, like I said, you can cover them if you want to. I mean, these got a little bit dark. You can cover them if you want to stop the smoking process. But the thing is you want to leave them on that 225. Oops, forgot my spritz. You want to leave them on that 225 for those 4 hours, and that 275 for that last hour. But I'm never concerned about it because I've got one heck of a rib glaze that I'm fixing to, when we put these back on there to tenderize up, then I'm going to show you guys. And you're absolutely going to love it. And what that 275 does, back with the cane sugar, what that 275 does is it's going to help to get those fats that didn't break down during the initial cook at that low temperature of 225. It's going to help get those broken down. It's also going to help to promote drawback. Now, if I was in a competition, there'd be some, obviously some other things I do, pick straighter bones, things like that. But you'll see some people, they'll actually come in there, like squeeze in between here to help promote that drawback, just to kind of, I'll show you on this one. In fact, we'll do a comparison. and just kind of squeeze them between the bones to break any connective tissues that might be there. That's kind of gilding the lily a little bit, but that's okay. Nothing wrong with that. Remember, these are just going to be some daggum good eating ribs, all right? A little bit of grilling oil and some of that tiger sauce on there. All right. Now, if it feels like we might be missing one coating of our seasoning, and if you feel that your ribs are a little bit dark, like I said, you can cover them if you want to. I mean, these got a little bit dark. You can cover them if you want to stop the smoking process. But the thing is you do want to leave them on that 225. Oops, forgot my spritz. You want to leave them on that 225 for those 4 hours, and that 275 from that last hour. But I'm never concerned about it because I've got one heck of a rib glaze that I'm fixing to, when we put these back on there to tenderize up, then I'm gonna show you guys. And you're absolutely gonna love it. And what that 275 does, back with the cane sugar, what that 275 does is it's gonna help to get those fats that didn't break down during the initial cook at that low temperature 225. It's going to help get those broken down. It's also going to help to promote drawback. Now, if I was in a competition, there'd be some, obviously some other things I do, pick straighter bones, things like that. But you'll see some people, they'll actually come in there, like squeeze in between here to help promote that drawback, just to kind of, I'll just show you on this one. In fact, we'll do a comparison. And just kind of squeeze them between the bones to break any connective tissues that might be there. That's kind of gilding the lily a little bit, but that's okay. Nothing wrong with that. Remember, these are just going to be some daggum good eating ribs, right? A little bit of grilling oil and some of that tiger sauce on there. All right. Now, if it feels like we might be missing one thing, you're right. I'm going to show you. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to make me a little bowl. I'm going to do what I like to call a roll wrap on these. And I'll show you why here in a little bit. Now, the reason I'm doing this is because you remember the very first thing we put on the grill? That very first thing was that bacon grease, right? Well, here it is. Now, don't mind the little bits and pieces that they kind of fall off the ribs and stuff. That's not going to hurt a thing. In fact, it's a little bit of flavor in there. But the reason it's this color, the reason it looks kind of dirty, call this liquid gold. This right here is nothing but smoke. You can probably even see it on the pan. This has had 5 hours of smoke-infused bacon grease. Now, you cannot go wrong with that, right? I'm going to use about half of it on this and half on the other. This right here is going to infuse so much flavor and so much moisture that you're going to be amazed at the end result. Okay? It's about half, I guess. Now, this is going to be daggum good. Okay, so I'm going to do what I said was a roll wrap. Stay in there, Phil. I used to put like apple juice and stuff like that in there. Then I got to doing some more research and reading, and come to find out that that actually will steam your ribs, which it still promotes the tenderization of it, but it's going to affect your color. Just try to keep these bottom ends up because of that bacon fat. And let's see, I'm going to take this and just roll it right on down like this. I'm going to tell you why here in just a second. Now, remember we talked about the steaming. That's because if we have air in there, it will help promote some steaming. So we want to get these wrapped as tight as we can. And the first one, you can be a little aggressive with it because we're always going to double wrap, meat side down. Okay? we're always going to double wrap, because in case we punch any holes or whatever, we don't want to lose all that we've worked for. All that we just put in there will come out. And that's not going to do anybody any good, is it? All right, here's my second one. Get that bad boy rolled down. All right, now let me tell you, let me get this photo. All right, there you go. Nice and tight, meat side down, double wrap in case any bones want to try to poke into it. Let me explain to you why I like doing a roll wrap, because we're going to put these back out there for about 30 minutes. We want to get them between 203 and 208 degrees, somewhere around there, internal temp when we probe it. Also, people will use the probe to say, okay, how tender is this? How tender is this? The thing is, I don't like to punch through the foil, punch something into it, don't know when I'm punching it. When I go out there after about 30 minutes or so, all I have to do is lift these up and unroll this, and I can open it up and I can see what I have, and I can do my checks. And if it needs to go back, I just simply roll it back down and back over like that. Okay, that's why I use that roll wrap. Now that is a nice tight wrap rib. Set this over here. Okay, now let's take a look at the new Smokie Joe seasoning. Now remember I told you about that dark mahogany color? Well, that's what you have right there. Nice, dark mahogany on this. You can even see a little bit of promotion of that, a little bit of the drawback there. So we got some drawback started in here, but that's that pretty mahogany color right there. Let's flip it over. See if there's any more opportunities to get some of this off on the edge here. A little bit right there. Like I said, since they're eating ribs, it really doesn't, not going to bother me that too much. Competition to really take the time to clean these up. All right, meat side up. Remember, start meat side up because we want to finish with meat side down. All right, we've got our spritz. Just a little bit because we don't want to promote that steaming. Some of that new Sweet Smokie Joe rub coming out. Again, join our mailing list and you'll be able to be notified when things like that come out and any other specials and things. And man, it smells so good. Then I like to come back with the honey. Of course, I'm gonna link all this in the description box below. We like honey. There we go. Turbinado or cane sugar. Said it's not, with this light cane sugar, it's not going to give you anything darker, which is good. And if you do want to use brown sugar, you just don't like it, or cane sugar, or whatever, use the light brown sugar. I mean that's just what I do. Again, like we always say, there is no right way or wrong way to barbecue. There's just your way. And if you're not having fun, well, then you're doing it wrong. Some of that nice tiger sauce on there. You wouldn't be Smokie Joe'ing now, would you? Let's flip this little fella over. Ooh, yeah. And no, that's not grease, that's the tiger sauce. Okay. And we got our meat side down. Look at there. Almost perfect amount. Perfect amount. Doctor this bad boy up. It's such a good seasoning. Like I said, it allows that meat to be the star, to kind of shine through. It's a good catch. Okay. Turbinado. Ooh. Like I said, there's no certain way you want to do this. And of course, you want to fast forward through this part. I completely understand. You won't hurt my feelings, but some people may want to. You know, we got all different types of people who watch. Some people may want to see it again without having to back it up. Some people maybe don't wrap their ribs and want to see another way to wrap them. And yes, some of that tiger sauce on there. What do you think? Yeah, why not? Again, there's no right or wrong way. That tiger sauce. This is kind of, if there is a hard part, this is kind of it right here. All right, get some of that smoked bacon fat. Come on, man. What? See, if you do it slow enough, you can keep some of those renderings in there. But trust me, when we get ready to do the final step on them, we'll get all that taken care of. Ha-ha. Look at there. Man, it's just too good. All right, do our roll wrap. Again, meat side down. Pick this up. As long as you keep the ends up a little bit, she'll work out fine for you. Nice and straight, in case we need to roll them back up. When you roll, if you kind of like pull and tuck, it'll tighten that up around the ribs. It's another great reason to do what I call this roll wrap. Minimize those air pockets. Keep them from steaming on you. All right, get in there. There we go. Nothing but goodness in there, people. All right, so what I've done, remember double wrap. What I've done is I have taken the grill back down to 225 because honestly, I mean, you really could eat them like this now, but I really want to get the stuff in here and be able to marry in it, to cook in it, to marinate in it. And there we go. Another nice rib, and you see they're still nice and straight. Okay, so take this. We got 225 out there in the grill. We'll put these back on there, and we're gonna do our first check at about, say probably 20 to 30 minutes. When we come back, we're gonna work on the most perfect glaze, the most beautiful, tasty, you're gonna love it, glaze ever for your ribs. So be right back. Okay, so now the glaze I was bragging to you about. The secret to this glaze is a product that I found. I'm not a big glaze person or sauce person, but the secret to this is this right here that we sell down at Sweet Smokie Joe, at sweetsmokiejoe.com for those not in Hot Springs. Big Papa's Gourmet Barbecue and Dipping Sauce. Tell you what, this right here is probably some of the best sauce that we have that I've come across. You can actually drink it out of the bottle, and you'll just see. You'll see the final product. Hopefully, it'll come through. So what we're going to do is start off with half a cup. Now, I found these little cups, and you notice right here it says like half a cup, right? And if you look down inside of it, up to that line is a quarter cup. And I just thought that was kind of neat, that I got two measuring cups in one. And I'm going to show you what I really thought was neat in just a second about these measuring cups. It's got a lot of neat things. Again, that's that Big Papa's. It doesn't really have like a, you know, that barbecue flavor that you would get. You know, what am I trying to say? That one that's it's kind of, I don't know, hot, tangy, whatever. This is got like a sweet and a smoky. It looks really good, really good. I mean, it's just, and it's so smooth. And hopefully that color's coming through. It's not dark, it's not light, but Anyway, I digress. I think you understand that I like it. Give me a towel here. Now the next thing we're going to do is a 1/4 cup of your favorite juice. It can be apple juice, it can be orange juice, it can be any kind of juice that you want. Just what it is just something to thin it out. Sorry, I'm sticking through the refrigerator here. It's just got to be something that's going to thin out that barbecue sauce, because remember, we're not going to sauce it. Saucing tends to lead to burning. Yeah, y'all just walk with me over here to my oh, there we go. Y'all with me in my pantry trying to find the apple juice. I found some. Any apple juice to do fine. Just so happens grandbabies live here, and I got Mott's Tots. Sounds good to me. What I don't use, she'll drink. Remember I was talking about those measuring cups, right? 1/4. The thing is I'm also going to need 1/8 of a cup, and this actually has 1/8 of a cup measurement on the inside. And if you don't have something that says 1/8 of a cup, then there's conversion charts all over the internet for that. 1/8 of a cup of apple juice. Yes, I gotta say it again, it just sounds so good. Mott's Tots. All right, and then there's one more. Because this is a glaze, and because this is something I've been working on for competition, we want to make it shine. 1/8 of a cup of the grilling oil. That's going to give you your sheen. Really, again, I'm using the honey oil. There's honey, there's butter, there's chipotle. Again, sweetsmokiejoe.com. You can research all of those. So what kind of oils they got? I'll show you that. Do them some camera love. Butcher's Barbecue. This is the honey flavor. All right, trust your butcher. That's what it says. So all we're going to do with this is we're going to bring it up to a simmer. Now, when I say simmer, I know it's a big pan. It's the smallest one I could find. So you can find a smaller pan. And this will be more than enough to do 2 racks. So you look at it now. When I'll go ahead and pause the camera, get this brought up and show you exactly what I'm talking about when I say a simmer. And you'll see how all this will be incorporated. Because remember, you've got the apple juice and the oil, and they don't like to mix. So you got to put some heat to them, kind of help break them down, and then you'll see what it looks like when you get it all mixed up. So let me get this up to simmer. I'll be right back. Okay, so got it just about at a simmer, and you can see how it's incorporated with that oil and that apple juice. Now what you want to do, you want to constantly stir this because you don't want to scorch it or burn it. And you can, the longer you cook it, the thicker it gets. So you take it to whatever consistency you want it to. I'm gonna let this go a little bit longer. And next thing we're gonna do is go out there and temp the ribs. So be right back. Okay, we're back out at the grill. It's been 30 minutes. Let's take a look and see what we have here. Now then, I'm gonna get this done and then I'm gonna bring you in for a close up. So here's how we're gonna remember the roll wrap that we had. Unroll them. Kind of careful. You don't want to tear the foil. Back in. Just a little bit of space here. Bring you in and show you. See that in there? All right. Get a little thermopin here and go right in between. Good little ways to go on that, which is fine. You also tell when you're poking in that it's got some good resistance. We got about another 40 degrees to go on that or so. Get this thing wrapped back up and keep on rolling. And it cooks a lot faster than you think. So we'll get this thing back in here, roll them back up. And this is why we do the roll out right here. And I know it seems like, oh my gosh, 40 degrees, it's going to take forever. You know, they never filled up like this. It's not, and you don't want to overcook it. So it's best to come out here, check them every 30 minutes or so. So you don't want to have mushy ribs. All right, so we're gonna put this on for another 30 minutes. And back check them. I want to pull them at 203 if I can. If you're lucky enough to do that. Because I'm gonna let them rest inside the foil to soak up all the goodness and as they relax. All right, see you in about another 30 minutes or so. All right, so there they are. They've been resting in the foil for just a little bit. This is the soon-to-be Sweet Smokie Joe seasoning, and this is that Cimarron Docks sweet rib rub. And over here is that glaze we made up. Look at there. Just like the consistency I like. Now, I want to show you, and this will save you a lot of time and headache. Put your piece of foil down, okay? To put your ribs on there and glaze it, and it will save you a lot of cleanup. So, I've got the grill, the EX6 set up at 225. I'm gonna put these in here for about 15 minutes. I want them to kind of slowly get that glaze set on there, just not blast a bunch of heat. So I'm gonna reset my camera, and I'll be right back to show you how it's done. All right, let's get these little gals on here. All right, there's Cimarron Dock. Here is Sweet Smokie Joe, if I don't pull the bone out of it first. That beautiful, beautiful mahogany color on there. All right, now let's get these things basted on. Huh? Look at there. Looking mighty fine, I think. All right. Okay, I'm gonna let these sit in here, 225, a good 15 minutes or so, and just basically check it. All right, see you back in the kitchen. All right, so here they are. Nice and glazed up, looking really good. Right here we have the Cimarron Dock. Right here we have our new Smokie Joe seasoning coming out, hopefully by the middle of April. I'll pull these off to the side here. All right, got my granddaughter up here ready to help me. Nope. Okay. Yeah, she likes to work the camera sometimes. All right, so let's go ahead and get us a cut right in the middle of this one and see what we have. There's one. All right, and there's one. All right. Let's see what we have here. All right, maybe we can see this. Nice little smoke ring right there. Yeah, what do you think about it, huh? Oh yeah. Plenty of juice. Now let me get that camera turned around here so we can take the bite.
Wash your hands, wash your hands.
I will wash my hands. We're going to take the bite. We'll be right back. So here we go. here comes the test. The Cimarron Docks.
I can want to taste that spot.
You like that, huh? Look at that bite through. You try a bite?
No, I want to try this part.
With that part? Okay.
Cause that has.
That's a pretty good sweet rub, actually. Coming off the bone, no problem. Quite sticky, too. All right, let me get this reset. I'm going to put the ribs for our new season on there and give that a shot.
I want it seasoned.
All right, here is our new seasoning here on this rib. Cut one right out of the middle here. And there she is. She's anxious to try them as well. All right. Oh yeah, nice little smoke ring here. Let's give this one a shot.
Uh-oh, what happened to that part? What happened to that part?
One little bite?
No. It's hot.
See what you think about it.
It's hot.
No, it's not hot. It's good. I'll tell you what.
No, I'm good.
See? What more can you say than that, right? So, these turned out great. Try this process. I'll have it all in the description box below. And be sure to opt in for that email address. Oh, she wants another one. Look at there.
I want to try that part.
So, I mean, hey, it's grandkid approved, right? So that pretty much answers all the questions. Oh, yeah. Give me a thumbs up. Yeah.
Good one.
So that only leaves one question left. That is, do you Smokie Joe? Hey everybody, Stan with Sweet Smokie Joe's again, coming to you live. No, not live. Hey everybody, Stan with Sweet Smokie Joe's again, coming to you from, no, Daggum it. 3. Okay, this one's gonna be another one. This is gonna be like take 5 or something.
I want to put season.
Well, it has the season.
We need some more season.
Do we?
Yeah.